वॉल्यूम कम करनी,
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Or can you all hear me on the Zoom?
Yes.
Good. You can hear me. Hi, hello, sir. Good evening, all of you. We have Dr. Ghai, our district governor of 3070. With his permission, I'm starting the meeting. Is it okay?
Please do.
Sure. Okay, you heard a song from a movie called Kashmir Ki Koli. A woman in Kashmir is a very good movie on this. Anyway, I welcome you all. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the modus operandi of this meeting. Here we have members of Rotary Club of London, the president here. We have Rotary Club of Battersea Park. We have Rotary Club of Morgantown, we have Rotary Club of Kashmir, we have Rotary Club of Srinagar, we have Dr. Ghai, the district governor, and so many other people, and also Rotary Club of Calcutta. We have 300 years old club having this venture, and the venture is called Where Eagles Dare. We are Kashmir and Ladakh. And basically is community development needs assessment project. We have our president, Dr. Amit Wangchu of Rotary Club of Kashmir with us. He has made all the arrangement. Thank you, Amit, for doing all these things. You have to continue doing this.
So that is there, and we have very, very special friends for us. We have President Rotary Club Srinagar Omar with us. We have DN Sharma from Rotary Club of Udhampur, which has set up the best Rotary Eye Hospital we have in JK. We have Assistant Governor Sanjay Puriji, who works in Rajbhavan with Lieutenant Governor, is very busy and still he has joined us because he's also a Rotarian. Mr. Puri.
Thank you.
And we have Mr. Adib Mehta with us. He is the one who is instrumental in setting up all the clubs in Jammu and Kashmir. And Rotary Club of Baramulla also, we have the guests from there. Yesterday we were with them, Mr. Tarun. And Secretary Mr. Manjeet Singh of the club, and Bhupinder Singh, Secretary Rotary Club Srinagar.
Okay, can I ask you to do a favor? Thank you, Amit. On this book, can you please write down your name and things like that so that we don't miss anybody out? Can you pass that book around? And there's a page there. You can write down your name and details.
And Mr. Ashok Saraf from Bangalore, sorry.
Yes. Ashok Saraf is from Bangalore, but he's also from Srinagar as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me start the meeting. Time is short. Yes. First of all, thanks all of you for coming here. So the modus operandi of these things. What it is? Where Eagles Dare, Kashmir Ladakh, Community Development and Needs Assessment. And we are visiting Srinagar today, tomorrow. Then we go to Ladakh for 3 days. We spend time in Ladakh, and then we do needs assessment for projects. What is it? What are you going to produce at the end of the day? I cannot see my photograph. Can anybody see my photograph?
Yes, you see. We can see
They
it.
can see it. It'll be good. So, this team of experts,
Zoom कर रहे हो, zoom है.
I'm there, yes?
Yes, you are. Now you are.
Yes.
Because laptop was not showing the face.
Here we have got many people. I'm putting the list eminent here, doesn't matter. Deliverables. What are you going to do? We are going to find locations for eye clinic. Locations for eye clinic and two doctors VK Raji is here and he will be helping us with that. We want to identify 2 schools for wash projects. We want to have vocational training sites set up with Dr. Amit and Purnendu and others. And we have tree plantation sites. Adult literacy, we need to think about it. And Dal Lake issues. Dal Lake, there are some major issues, and how do you address that? So those are the deliverables of this mission. Area managers who are going to handle all these things. We have schools, we have Somidan Sen. Can you focus on Somidan Sen? Wherever Somidan Sen is there.
Raise the hand.
Raise your arm. And Ashok Saraf, Ashok is there?
Yeah.
Ashok, fine.
So we are a team.
Thank you, we're a team. Eye clinic, Dr. Devnath Chattopadhyay. Where is Dr. Devnath? He's very worried about our accommodation. He booked houseboat, has not booked actually. And we have Dr. VK Raji, our eminent, one of the top 10 specialists in the world.
I think Dr. D.N. Sharma should be.
Dr. D.N. Sharma, is anybody making notes on this? Can you be Dr. D.N. Sharma?
He's
Yeah,
not
because he's the one- he's the one who set up the eye
biggest
hospital in
eye
Udhampur.
clinics
Okay,
in Rotary.
right. Okay, Dr.
We saw an ambulance outside.
He's an engineer, Rotarian D.N. Sharma.
Dr. D.N. Sharma. So that eye clinic, vocational. Vocational will be Purnendu. Purnendu, can you raise your hand?
Yes.
Purnendu is the president of Rotary Club Calcutta in 2020 centenary year. Jill is there. Jill, raise your hand from Battersea Park. Yeah. And Dr. Amit, can you raise your hands please? So these are the people who will be addressing the vocational side. Trees, those Mohammed, you are there. And Purnendu, of course, you have to help. And
He's the main man.
so many people are missing from this list. We will develop after the meeting. We sit down and work out who is going to help us in which areas. So I do this is the primary list I have. Okay. And Dal Lake, we have David Johnson. David Johnson, yes, the best looking person here, and myself. Just to let you know, Salvador, I was coming in the car with the Rotary Club of Kashmir people and found out the issues. Number 1 issues, the houseboats on Dal Lake, they don't have a sewerage system. This all goes into the water.
Yeah,
They
that
need
is-
bio-toilet. That's number 1 point.
That is what is feeding that, plants which are coming down from there.
Absolutely right. Number 2 is that the sewerage from the, and then we'll have meeting with the government officials, which are here, and to discuss that in detail. So out of all this, what we achieve, we want to develop a 1 to 5 year strategy. And this strategy, small strategy, will go to Houston Convention. We'll bring in Salvador Rico to promote these things to Rotary International. Also, we need to know which Rotary clubs are going to participate. This is the international clubs and the domestic clubs. And Dr. Ghai will be an asset in telling us which clubs in his district can actually participate, and our international partners will be able to identify international clubs that want to participate. To make a project work, we need description of the project, scoping of the project, cost of the project, and then likely clubs to participate in these projects, to get the funds. Finally, this paper we are going to produce will go to the Rotary International President of next year, which is Jennifer Jones, and year after, Rotary International President Gordon McNally, the current Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta, which is from Kolkata. Then we have Rotary International Directors. We have Aniruddha Rajyodhari from Rotary Calcutta, not Calcutta, from Rotary Calcutta, Nikki Scott, and various other people. So what you see today in a small way, will actually go to places, and this is going to be a strategy. Rome wasn't built in a day, so it will take time.
No, quick.
No, go ahead.
No. So how are you going about this business of visiting the project site tomorrow? And how are we planning to, different places, different teams are, have we already decided what's the program, when we start and all that?
Right. Very good
Right.
question.
The technical-
Question is, how are you going to go about tomorrow? Have we decided on the teams, all these things? Let me tell you something. After this meeting, we are running late because the flight was delayed. So, what we will do, after this meeting, we'll chalk out a plan. Probably we will have two teams. We cannot have many teams, there will be problems. We'll have two teams, work it out. We'll plan it out this evening, who is going to go where. But what you will see, Ashok Sharaf will take you to schools. And you can choose from those schools what schools you want to have wash facilities. That answer is applicable to all the leaders. That we are having a meeting later on, work out the plan, exactly how you're going to move.
We have the Women's Club tomorrow, and Kashmir Ophthalmological Society wants to have an interaction with Dr. Raju. We will have some prominent 8-9 doctors, some government officials also who will join us there tomorrow, and we'll have interaction with them. So this is briefly, and we will try our best that there's a good attendance going to those places because all of them will be looking forward.
You're suggesting we move together or we?
No, that
That we'll discuss later.
Just a minute. We are missing one very important point, that I am still trying to get an appointment with the commissioner as well as if possible with the lieutenant governor. Because he is visiting Sopol tomorrow and he will be there at 11. So I think after we are this formal meeting is over, then we sit down and finalize things, that who goes where and how many people should be there when we have to meet the lieutenant governor, because there we need a proper delegation. Otherwise, only two people going doesn't make any impact. So at least especially people who have come from abroad. So they are the people who should be, you have to show your keenness that actually you are not only visiting this place, but you definitely mean business and we want to do some projects here, want to invest from Rotary Foundation, and we have also to raise some funds. So I think that we should sit down after the meeting and then take a final call.
Actually, Dr. Ghai, that's very important, that we will plan it out, and that is why I talked about having two teams, because that's exactly besides the point. You have been telling me these things for some time, and I think we need to have that. We'll work it out, we'll have a delegation. I personally will be there, and I will take the foreign delegations with me as well to the commissioner, and the rest can actually work on others. So yes, Dr. Ghai. Also, another thing we missed out. Dr. Ghai, I don't know where your camp is, surgical camp is, but if it is not too far from here, if we can fit it in, we would like to fit it in. Because we have come to your home. We want to see your home. Okay. Now, having said that, any other question, any other reason? Punendu, my boss.
Mr. Governor, can they come tomorrow to Sopol?
We'll do the planning. We'll do the planning. That's we've got too many things on the plate. We have to decide which item to eat first. So we will do that. We'll do it gradually. Punendu, before I come to you, anything you want to say?
No, I just think just tomorrow one day is too short. So we need that planning to be done.
Absolutely.
Very
We need to have a team set up, otherwise it won't work. See, what we are having here, what are we having here in this room? We are having specialists. We are having vocational specialists. We are having wash specialists. We are having school specialists. We are having environmental specialists. So I, as the coordinator, have to rely on these people who are what they say. So I cannot be everywhere. And same thing, we have to meet the commissioner from Dal Lake is the number one point I would like to discuss with Dr. Khai and others. So yes, we need to have a split team, we work it out. David.
If I have a mic. As I'll be pulling at least a preliminary strategy together, what the impact is we're seeking and what measures we will use to know whether we've achieved our objective. So just 3 points really. Baseline, impact statement, and output measurement so that we know where we are. And we're not looking at it 1, 2, 3 or 4 years. We're looking at projects. The project might be 6 months or 16 months. And it's project measurement that we need to put back into the structure at the end, which we can cut in these years, but we may well slide projects and not.
Thank you, David. That reminds me something. Can I ask each of the leaders to have parameters? For example, I'll give you an example. if we there's an eye clinic, we have to put equipment in there, how many patients are we going to treat? What benefit is going to make to the society? Parameters. Another thing will be on school. By doing the schools, how do you measure the parameters? Is that how many less health problems? Whatever it is, you have to think of, each and every leader have to think of the parameters to assess the project. That's very, very important. Simple way of doing it. Tree plantation. Tree plantation. You know, in tree plantation, if you plant a tree there, how do you ensure that trees are maintained? That's the most important thing. How we are protected. So those are the things I would like each of the team leaders to come up with 2 or 3 parameters which we can actually assess the thing. That's one thing. The other thing we have to say, this is a very serious point. We have come here with lot of thoughts, lot of ideas, lot of plans. But we have not come here with lost of monies. So managing the expectation book, which is over there, have to be followed. We tell the problem with having too many people going to one place is this: the expectation of the beneficiaries goes up. So we have to strike a balance. We cannot come here for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week and raise the expectation of the people and not doing anything in the end. So I am requesting that be careful about the expectation management, that we are coming here to decide or assess the needs of the people, and then we will go back to our clubs, to our Rotary International, as Dr. Khai said, and see how we can do Rotary Foundation money, how we could get district grant, how we could get global grant, how we get scale grant. So we are not committing anything to the beneficiaries except our intention and good wishes. We have come here with all our own monies. We spend a lot of money here. We have spent a lot of money organizing this.
Even Salvador was planning to come.
In Salvador's unfortunate situation and family illness is come. So, running out of time. Okay. So anyway, that's it. I have nothing else to say. This is the point. We are planning it. We have 10 minutes. Okay. So this is what we're going to do.
Do you want to upgrade it?
No, it's not. So I think unless sir, I have not. Yes.
Have we identified the areas which are chosen for the items?
Yes, some areas have been done.
Yes.
And the people working there, I mean doctor.
Yeah, we will be meeting tomorrow for us to meet Dr. Raju and.
Let me add something.
Yes. Sir.
So when someone was talking about these things, that reminding of late President John F. Kennedy had said, countrymen, don't ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So I think we have to make sure that the people who are being benefited, they should also be ready to contribute something, if not in cash, but in kind. I think that's very important.
Well said.
And then one point left, I think.
Three man.
Actually, we are hearty welcome to you. You have come all the way from various countries, and the main purpose is Kashmir, which is a conflict zone. And we have forgot that lakhs of people have evacuated so far. So peace and environment is the basic need, and vocational training. And we are very much thankful, sir, that you have come here to help us come out of this situation that we are facing for so many decades. And that's the main cause, and the WASH projects which are going to help our schools and sanitation and the eye centers and the vocational training centers will help a lot. Yeah, we are having very much widows here, and there will be great support to them, and we will ensure that we will reach the peace and all will be well with your support.
Thank you. Salvador, are you back?
Wherein they are basically supporting household people for biotoilets and giving them money, otherwise their registration is not renewed.
Fantastic.
Please check that because I
Fantastic.
so that they have already done in Nagin Day and they have done some operations in Nagin because they have about 5,000 households. So this was a main issue of lead problem. So they stopped the registration and renewal of households until and unless there is no biotoilet or process done. So then they gave them a lean period of around 1 year, so that by that time they start doing it. Same was given for hotels on the boulevard. So any hotel which has more than 10 rooms, they have to come with the STP. If they don't insert STP, their registration is cancelled. So we should first check
Yes,
if that.
actually,
Sanjay can help us, Sanjay.
Huh?
You can help us with that. The government is already doing that.
I think on that point, Amit, is this you mentioned our club? Yeah.
The second link you would have to send for the new.
Yeah,
For the others or
I think.
no? Okay.
I think.
No, let them join because Salvador wanted to say something.
Servers cannot be connected. You see.
No,
you
but
can, but
you
second
can.
link we have to forward to them on that.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what I was mentioning is on the Thal Lake issue, we need to take it one step at a time. I totally agree with what you mentioned, Summit, about bio toilets. But at the same time, we need to minimize the input of nutrients into the lake to stop.
Yes.
Okay, on the Thal Lake itself, we need to focus on the local technology. Don't be thinking about bringing in machines, etc., from outside. We need to focus on local technology. Meaning is, if necessary, develop a sustainable program where even fishermen can actually help remove those weeds. And then you have jobs using those weeds to make compost or fertilizer. So using it as a source of income. The bio toilets are a great idea, but needs to be also sustainable, meaning that somebody needs to come over and clean them up, not be allowed to be thrown into the lake because you're dumping more nutrients, basically fertilizer for those weeds. So, and then on the communities themselves, find a way to do treatment for the sewage that is not costly, that doesn't cost money. So we can do a bio treatment in there. Also, again, to prevent the nutrients from going to the lake. That is how you start eliminating those weeds, start treating the water, and so on. But one step at a time. Look at what you have right now. Use the local resources that doesn't cost money, and if at all possible, use the issue that you have on pollution and make it a source of income for the local people. So again, we have done this in another lake in Mexico, where the fishermen were paid to remove the weeds from the lake itself. So that's another source of income for the fishermen, and is sustainable. So again, let's look at what are the solutions that can be done with the local resources, and then we can take one step at a time to make it bigger.
Right. No, that's the thing. I'm just thinking. Yes. So we have to think of what the scope of these projects are and how we have to go about it, and then how could we get local people involved. And your clubs, these local clubs with Dr. Ghai, have to be strengthened. Yes. To do a major project is not an easy thing. Yeah. Or what you call institutional strengthening has to be done to our local clubs. And that has to be done. We have 300-year-old clubs here. These 300-year-old clubs, who through some training, can actually upgrade or support the local club. Amit, that's we have to allow us to do that, to support you. Dr. Raju will do on the eyesight, and we are all doing different things. But institutional capacity building is a must. Otherwise, Dr. Ghai comes here today, tomorrow, with the one plan, tomorrow he comes in, says nothing is there. We cannot do that. This cannot be the end of the end. This has to be the beginning of the beginning. With that message, thanks to all of you. I have nothing else to say. We have time. We have not even checked in our houseboats, which my friend Denna Chattopadhyay has. Let me keep things simple. I have come here to do projects. Yes. Right. So you work out who is yours, who is not yours.
But you are all guests of Rotary District 3070.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, can you please buy copies of the books for which we can actually?
I'm thinking with the video.
Come closer. Though I'm sure,
Yes.
I'm not really needed.
Take a picture with them too, please. Those there, can you take a?
In Himachal Pradesh. And those were very Chinese, what we work with them.